I am Vinnie Tortorich, folks. Your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. It's a special Monday show with a very special lady. I'm talking about none other than Miss Anna Vocino. Yeah. It's the Monday show. That means the beautiful Miss Anna Vocino is going to come in here. Anna, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, so Anna, you know what I'm playing. We talked about this on the last show, right? This
and apparently it's been in your head for 48 hours.
Well, here's the deal. You know, this has nothing to do with football other than the fact that Modelo's, the beer company, advertises on every single game. And they basically look. Let me stop this for a second. All right.
By the way, I just want you to know I'm preheating the oven to 400 degrees. I'll explain why later.
Yeah, we're talking about football today and what to eat during football games because we're in the mix right now, Anna. Football season is not upon us; it's on us, right?
It's here.
We're in.
It's here.
We're in. And that Modelo song. I mean, think about that. Look, when I was young, right? It used to be that this is, I'm going to give you what football used to be like, right? Okay. Monday Night Football. This is one of the things, Hank Jr. was the guy for years. Are you ready for some football? I mean, that's what it was all about back then, right? Frank Gifford, the boys in the booth, that was football. That's, if you mention NFL back in the day, even though that was only for Monday Night Football and most of the games are played on Sunday, that's, if you said to anyone, you watch the NFL, they will go, are you ready for some football? And now it's different. I think this one ad campaign where basically they just show lifestyles, right? They show guys tailgating, right? And the tailgate, there's nothing but grains and sugars and, of course, beer. They're pushing Modelo's. It's a beer. So football is synonymous with eating, right? And to the point where eating and drinking is more important than Hank Jr. singing, are you ready for some football? You see where I'm going here, Anna? You see what I'm doing?
Yeah, but I mean, now they have Carrie Underwood, so it's not like, it's still personality driven. But,
well, yeah, but Carrie Underwood, now we have Thursday night. I think she's part of Thursday Night Football.
Oh, do we not have a Monday Night Football chanteuse anymore?
We do. There's a current Monday night thing, and I want to say it's more rappy. Like I want to say maybe Snoop Dogg or something, or they get like a different artist. But you see, nothing is not that. That's Anna. You just made my point for me.
Okay.
Nothing seems to be synonymous with football anymore. Like when I was a kid, it was Howard Cosell. The voice, we all tried to imitate it. We all had our own Howard Cosell, and then there was a mutation into, are you ready for some football? Even though it was for the Monday night game for ABC, ABC had it back then. They had the contract. Of course, folks, back then, this is the good old days, there were 3 stations in Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, and they would all vie for certain games for Sunday. And then it would switch, but ABC had Monday Night Football for a long time. And that's when Hank Williams Jr., became a national, well, he was a national treasure to begin with, but that's when they took one of the outlaws of country music, Hank Jr., and, are you ready for some football? It became synonymous with all of the NFL, not just the Monday night game.
There's a Manning or a Mahomes in every ad.
Yeah, if you have M and you play quarterback in your name, you're in an ad.
You're in an ad. Give him his contract.
Back in the day, McMahon, right? Quarterback, boom, right? Listen, that's where we are. Now the beer commercial is what's synonymous with football. Now that's
why Modelo is paying the big bucks so that everyone has that association.
And look, I'm sure like someone else is going to come up and take over and there's going to be a new sound for football, right? We're talking about what's coming up and people are triggered by different things. And food is, we get triggered. People hear that Modelo's thing, they're thinking football. They're thinking, I need to go get myself a beer, right? And in my case, I figured out how to do certain things for Sunday football. We talked about it last week. One is I figured out how to do wings healthily, right? I never used to get wings in restaurant, but I tried one. I knew there's probably seed oils on them, and they had Old Bay seasoning on it. I went, wait a minute. Old Bay doesn't have anything bad in it. Anna's seasoning has nothing bad in it.
Right.
Salt and pepper is not bad for you. I could go home and do a healthy version of these and feel like everybody else on Sunday. That was the impetus of me starting with the wings.
I have said for years, take control. You got to take control, make your own food, especially starting now. We got football season, we got Halloween, we got Thanksgiving, we got Hanukkah, we got Christmas, we got New Year's, we have Super Bowl, we have Mardi Gras, we have, well, eventually with Lent, you're supposed to give it all up, and then Easter, and people just don't stop until March. So if you're going to start in September and not stop till March,
over half a year.
Let's rein it in. I actually love July and August and September because for me, from basically 4th of July onward, we have Labor Day, but other than that, and I love the grilling holidays because it's super easy to do low carb on the grilling holidays. But for me, I really like this time of year because it's a good time to like really recommit. January, July, right? Get together with your goals, check in with your half-year goals. Now we're coming up on the 4th quarter of the year, October 1st, right? That's going to be in a few weeks. Where are you with what you wanted to accomplish? Can you recommit to anything and not just let it get away from you? So we're talking about football. Let's focus on some football food.
Okay, so what I do? It's either sausage with I like the hot mustard, and I like the wings, and I also do I take raw nuts, put them in, the nuts I take are usually walnuts, pecans, and sometimes almonds. I'll put the raw ones on a tray, and I put the Anna seasoning. I do them different ways.
You do this guy, right? The barbecue?
I do the barbecue, and I add extra salt to it. The way you do it, folks, is I take my Villa Capelli and put a light coating of that on the oil. You don't want to over oil them. And then after you do that, the other oil you can use if you don't use Villa Capelli, get some tallow on your fingers, and you can do it with tallow. That also works really well. So I use tallow sometimes too. If you don't know what tallow is, beef tallow is the rendered fat from beef. Both work very well. For whatever reason, coconut oil changes the flavor. If I do Anna's barbecue, I put Anna's barbecue, and I will add extra salt to that, a really, really fine salt from
this one.
That one, yes, Redmond's real salt. Thank you. If I do it any other way, like I mentioned, I'll do the Bay seasoning sometimes. I'll do Old Bay because that one's clean. I add extra salt to that one, and I add cayenne to that one too. Because if I'm going in that direction, I'm going all Cajun. I want to be all the way in, right? The other thing I'll do is just go straight Cajun, where it's paprika, it's cayenne pepper, it's black pepper, and salt, right? But the thing that gets it to stick to those nuts is I use some kind of fat, and it's either animal fat or Villa Capelli. I just named everything I do. I'm hoping that Anna teaches me something else here today. The only reason she's here today is to teach me.
Well, so I'm actually teaching the audience because you already know how to make wings.
Okay, well, go on.
You're smart. You know how to make the wings.
Well, I was taught by you and Serena. Serena showed me how too.
Here's what I got here. Oh wait, that's breasts. I got 2 of these things of wings. I got 2 packs of wings, about 2¼ pounds total.
Okay.
Here we go. Now, my wings that I get are the mixture of the little drumstick wings and the, the 2 parts of the wing. You can also get the whole wings. It's fine. If you look in Eat Happy 2, I have the recipe for buffalo wings in there. The low carb version of buffalo wings is in Eat Happy 2. I'm going to do a little bit of a different version today.
Anna, is that a drumette? Is that what they call the drumette? Because I guess
so. It's just the 2 parts of the wing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
sometimes it comes like a whole wing. Now, I have a recipe for pumpkin marinara wings, which is perfect for football food, and it sounds insane, but it's really good. And then I also have my Franks here. So we're gonna do a thing both ways, but both of them will dip in the dill sauce that I'm gonna mix up. So I've got a parchment lined. You can do foil lined. I line it to save on cleanup. So if things get sticky on the bottom, obviously it saves on the cleanup, and you don't have to like space these apart, anything crazy. Just don't put them right up next to each other.
So don't let them touch.
Don't let them touch. You need a little surface area between them so that the heat can get in there and crisp up the, now there's a couple ways you can do this. You don't have to lay them out like this. I'm just laying them out because I'm going to go through and do something a different way. You can also mix up your spice mix and toss them in the spice mix with the baking soda. You don't have to do the baking soda. It's just a nice trick to help them get
Explain
crispy.
why. I didn't know that. Serena taught me that trick.
The baking soda helps the skin of the chicken get crispy. That's all.
Well, baking powder, not baking soda.
Sorry, baking powder.
Yeah.
That's what I have out right here. The baking powder. See that?
Yeah.
It helps the skin of the chicken get crispy, but you do not have to do it. I live in a drier climate, so it will get crispy just from where I live. Let me wash my hands. I'm going to show you guys with the baking powder and the barbecue dust. I still will like to just do some salt and pepper on the wings. So let me show you this. See, I got everybody laid out there, looking good. I've preheated the oven to 400, like I mentioned. We're just going to get, not a lot, just a little extra. I'm not going to do the pepper right this second. So I'm going to do about a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. I can do it by sight.
That's when you're a pro, folks. But if you're not sure, you just do it,
Just get a teaspoon out of your...
I don't do sight. I don't have that.
Now, we've changed mostly to the shaker tops. We still have some of the metal tops left. It depends on what you guys have. If you have the shaker top, I would turn it to the big pour spout and put a bunch, like I just put about 2 tablespoons in there. And I'm going to use my baby whisk. Y'all have to get a baby whisk. Every kitchen needs a baby whisk. They sell them for like $2 on Amazon.
It's one of the best tools. I wouldn't have ever thought that, but it's one of the best tools you can have.
Because you can finesse things. You're welcome to use a big whisk in this, but I like the baby whisk for these kind of applications.
You want the little tiny one.
You want the baby. You want the baby.
Yeah.
So it kind of mixes in there.
But she gets all that stuff, and then I end up using it. And I go, oh, I get it. Sorry, Anna, go on.
That's all right. So I'm going to do half of these with this barbecue mixture. By the way, everybody's descending upon this house in exactly 2 hours. So I bought 8 burger patties. I've got 5 people coming over. And the reason why I bought them pre-made is because they were $1 cheaper per pound. Prime. I know. So I got them pre-made. And all I'm going to do is put barbecue dust on them.
What's your percentage, Anna, on those burgers?
I don't know. He just said prime.
You don't know.
So I think it's usually when he makes them, they're 75, but they could be anywhere from 75 to 85. This is my favorite butcher, so I know how he operates. But I bought the pre-made patties that my butcher made because it was $1 cheaper a pound. Folks, who wouldn't do that? I'm going to use my hands and dredge these guys with this spice mix. About half of them. I'll do 1 row, and then I'm going to do 1 row with the pumpkin marinara ones. And then I'm going to flip them. Boop, boop, boop. Now, once I stick my hands that are covered in chicken back in this spice mix, I can't use this spice mix for anything else. So you got to commit. And I didn't season the other side of these with salt. It doesn't need it. Okay. That is good. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my cinnamon, garlic powder, onion powder mixture. Oh, Vinnie.
By the way, folks, with Anna's barbecue dust, there's absolutely no need for extra sugar. I'm sorry, extra sugar, extra salt. I put extra salt because I can't get enough salt in my body. But there is no need for extra salt on that.
People think that we're crazy because we make all this football food without any sugar. We make barbecue and grilled stuff without sugar. We make pulled pork without sugar. I make a brisket without sugar. You don't need it. So what I'm doing for the pumpkin wings, I'm putting a teaspoon of the baking powder, a teaspoon, come on, she's getting sticky, a teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm gonna mix them up with my baby whisk. I have all my spices labeled on top, and I can't find the cinnamon. Found it.
Usually it's right where you're looking right at it and you can't
It's supposed to be in alphabetical order, and surprise, surprise, that gets rearranged real quick.
Yeah.
Also, why is this one on here and it doesn't have a label? It bothers me.
Why indeed?
It bothers me. The other thing we're going to do too is I'm going to show you, you basically season the wings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cook them at 400. You take them out right before they're done. And then you spread the either buffalo sauce on it or the pumpkin marinara on it. You want to know what buffalo sauce is?
I would love to know.
Frank's.
Mm-hmm.
Butter. This is the grass-fed butter from Costco. Frank's butter.
That's it.
I've just demystified buffalo sauce for everybody.
Yeah, you just melt the butter. Is that it?
Yep. Pumpkin marinara is pumpkin wings, butter, pumpkin marinara. Super easy. Now, if you want to get real fancy, here's what I like to do because I have a lot of extra herbs on hand at all times. Yeah. I took some of that butter and smashed it in with the herbs. It's called a compound butter. That's got chives and rosemary. No. Now, I like to use that as the base of stuff. It just gives it a little extra something. And everyone will go, ooh, this is fancy. This tastes fancy. And that's why, because you put herbs in your butter. Yeah. So now you see this. I had the cinnamon, the garlic powder, the onion powder. And I'm just going to do that on this. Oh, there's a dog behind me who wants her dinner.
I would never think of putting cinnamon on chicken.
It sounds crazy. Well, the Moroccans put cinnamon on chicken and it tastes incredible.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, they're really good with that. But we also, with Moroccan food, you don't want to add sugar to it. So I have some really good Moroccan chicken recipes in my books and such. I want to actually get, now that these other wings have sat for a second, I want to put a little more of the barbecue on these sides. And then I'll show you guys holding it up. Okay. What I like to do is drizzle with my VC. Let me show you this.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Look at that.
Right? Mm-hmm. One side is the cinnamon side, one side's the barbecue side. They both get dipped into the ranch dip, which I'm going to make. But I just like to drizzle. I feel like the olive oil just kind of gets it going. You could certainly drizzle some melted butter. I'm not an olive oil girl. What can I say? And that's the Villa Capelli, I think, has these decanters back in stock.
Back in stock.
Yep. I'm going to put this in the oven while we do everything else.
While she's doing that, folks, speaking of Villa Capelli has 10% off if you put in promo code Vinnie, VINNIE. That's an all-the-time deal. Don't put the wimpy Y on Vinnie. It's VINNIE. Just got off the phone with Victor Garcia and Jill Garcia, and we were talking about Anna and the whole thing. And it was, oh, yeah, we love our Villa Capelli. Matter of fact, Anna, they remember, I think, no, it was someone else. I'm sorry, it was someone I was talking to last night. It was also mentioning you. Who was I talking to? Hang on.
That's nice.
Oh, Ricky Saxinger. Yeah.
Yeah, he texted me, said you interviewed him.
I did. And Anna, we were talking about how the hot plate wouldn't get hot at KetoCon. Oh, and he was there trying to help us out. I remember it like it was yesterday. I love talking to the people every day, but I think both he uses Villa Capelli and the Garcias. By the way, Victor Garcia is a jazz horn player. Jazz
super cool.
And I don't know, been up for a couple of little things called Grammys, I think.
What?
As a matter of fact,
Victor.
I'm going to go listen to on Spotify tonight. One of his albums is called The Grind, The Groove. It sounds like a jazz thing, The Grind, The Groove. I can't wait to go listen to it. I'm going to listen to it while I eat dinner. But all these people use Villa Capelli, and you guys should use it too. I'm mentioning actual customers who bring it up during the phone calls. I don't tell people they have to do this. This is what they do. So if you want to be like Rick Saxinger and you want to be like Jill and Victor Garcia, boom, go get yourself some Villa Capelli. Now, if you spend more than $125 after discount, which means you got to spend $140 minus 10%, you're over 125. Stephen Crutchfield will give you free shipping. What a deal. Villa
What a sucker.
Capelli.
What a sucker he is.
Yeah, he is. The guy really doesn't know how to run a business. Villa Capelli. Let him know we sent you. Put in promo code Vinnie. And maybe
Okay, I'm mixing up some dill dip.
One day. Okay, what are you doing? What do we have there?
I'm mixing up the dill.
What
I have a cup of sour cream. So, sour cream comes in these 16-ounce things. 16 ounces is 2 cups. You can make the whole thing, but I like to use it for other things. So I took about half of it out. I'm doing 1 tablespoon. Now this I do measure out. Do I have a lemon? I don't have a lemon out. Oh, by the way, I want to show you a trick, Vinnie. You probably wouldn't use this in your household, but it works in my household because I don't know if Serena eats bananas, but Lauren eats bananas.
No, she does. We never get bananas here at all.
Okay. Well, for those of you who live in a household at home, I'm trying to get these won't be ripe by tonight. I'm trying to get these avocados to ripen. Them literally. I set the bananas on top of them, and they'll ripen twice as fast. Bananas,
how does that happen?
They emit a gas, and they kind of like help. If I really wanted to amp it up, I could put them in a brown paper bag.
I've always known about the brown paper bag thing, but I didn't know about the banana thing.
Yep. So it's just literally sitting over there. Bananas sitting on top of. I don't want the baby whisk. I want the mini whisk.
Anna's got a lot of whisk over there.
I do.
Yeah.
I have silicone whisk, the metal whisk.
Remember the product called Whisk, so you could get rid of ring around the collar?
Whisk.
What
is that? Ring around the collar?
Yeah. Oh, everybody in the 70s had ring around the collar. Now no one has ring around the collar.
I just thought of something. I've got people coming over. I need to make this whole thing.
Put in 16 ounces, Anna. I was wondering, you said people are coming and saying, well, maybe she doesn't serve that to the people.
Maybe they don't get any. No, they do.
But now you got to put in another teaspoon of the dill.
That's right. Another tablespoon of the dill.
You see, I've been paying attention. I said teaspoon, but you said tablespoon.
I know.
And by the way, folks, she uses an actual measure, right? She's not like guessing at it. She's got the tablespoon measure there.
And you're welcome to add more to taste.
I usually put more than Anna puts, just for you guys to know.
I have some folks who are aware of salt. You know what I'm saying? Now this is where whisks drive me crazy.
Gets a little bunched up in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll mix mascarpone with my creme fraiche to make my salad. Yeah, I like thicker creams. And
I will thin this out if I need to with heavy cream, but I hate when people thin things out with water. It drives me nuts. Always thin it out with milk or heavy cream.
Yeah, heavy cream works like a charm.
Because then you keep the flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting hungry just watching, Anna.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. Okay. So I just kind of want to show you how you see the flecks in there. You see that little flecks of the dill?
Yeah.
Now, imagine plunging a little drumette bloop into that. I'm just going to, that's a much better quantity. Okay. I'll season the burgers in a second. I'm running out of barbecue dust. I hate when I can't get my own supply.
Well, you're telling me.
Ugh.
You're preaching to the choir over here.
Now, I got to be honest with you. I have to make a decision right now. I think I'll just do Frank's. And here's why I say that. This is the last jar of pumpkin marinara that I have.
And you don't want to open it just to use
I
a little
can't get
bit?
any more. There are a few twin packs left for direct to consumer, but everything now is like at the grocery stores that ordered it for the season, and I had to like claw some back from them. But the stuff's good, but I did put the cinnamon stuff on there, so now I'm torn. Oh well. Oh well. I'm gonna do Frank's and some butter. Seriously? Seriously? Somebody put away a dirty pan. This pan is dirty. Do you see that?
Yeah, but Anna, who would do that?
I don't know who would do that.
Geez, how would that happen?
Considering he's the most OCD anal retentive clean freak that I know, I'm shocked that he did do that. So maybe it was me. But I like to blame him because he's not here. This pan is clean.
Well, good. Let's go with that pan.
Oh. That's obnoxious. There we go. Let's do a cup. Let's measure it. Let's measure it, Vin. That's it. Well, we're going to go for the whole thing because that's it.
Because you got people coming over.
Yep.
All right, so you put
also a great excuse to put Frank's back on the grocery list.
All right, so you use the whole thing. How much is in that Frank's, Anna, just to let me know?
I think it's 12 ounces.
12 ounces of Frank, and then how much butter?
I'm going to do... So if this is a pound, right? Oh, no, it's 8 ounces. Let's do 4 ounces.
So cut that bad boy right in half.
You know, you could just, I mean, I already kind of started it, so I'm going to do a little more than half. Always do it to taste, too, because something like this is like, and you cube it.
So it'll melt quicker? Is that what? Okay.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. See, I know a little something about cooking. Cause more surface area.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
See?
Now Izzy needs her lunch.
You threw just a stick of butter on the floor. That's good. Izzy can eat that.
I'm going to put a little bit of this compound butter in there.
Ooh.
Because I like the herbal flavor.
So you're not going traditional.
I did extra butter. Well, it's just kind of nice. Okay. You have to talk about something because I have to feed the dog for 30 seconds.
Oh, great. I already did the ad. I've already the Garcia.
I can still hear you, so don't slag me off.
Yeah. That damn Anna, right, folks? I mean, come on.
Hey, I can hear you.
Oh, wait, what?
Say nice things.
That Anna is something else. I got to tell you.
Anna is so interesting.
My mama loves Anna. As a matter of fact, my mom was always saying, "Isn't that Anna cute?" And I would go, "Mom, she's married. She's a married woman." Yeah, but isn't she cute? Isn't she? She's a pretty girl, don't you think, Vin? I said, "Yeah, Mom. What are you getting at?" I got myself a Bond girl.
Yeah, you're doing just fine.
Yeah, I'm not hurting over here. Yeah, but that Anna, I think she looked at you. It's like, oh, she's Italian.
Mari's my hype man. I need it. You know what I mean?
More like us. It's like, Ma, I think she's happily married. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but that's the way it rolled.
Okay, I'm back. The dog is fed. Oh,
what happened?
There's some very melty cheese. After we did our government cheese episode, I'm very wary of melted cheese now.
Really?
For this, use a wooden spoon. And you're going to want to stir it so that it doesn't bubble over with heat.
Yeah.
And don't stick your face over it because it's got a lot of vinegar and a lot of pepper, and it'll make your eyes bleed. Not bleed. I didn't mean that. Water. It'll make your eyes water. It'll make your eyes bleed.
Your eyes bleed.
Don't make your eyes bleed, son.
You don't want them bleeding eyes.
Okay, here's the deal. Since we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and season these burgers.
Let's see what Anna's going to do. That seems like more than 8 burgers.
No, that's 8.
How big are Jesus? Those things are huge.
I know.
You're putting them on the grill?
That's why I said I'm going to get them, because they're $1 cheaper per pound doing them this way. And he makes a great burger. Look at that.
That's a lot of meat, Anna.
I know. Well, you don't know the jackals I have coming over.
So you got 5 people coming over and you got 8 burgers.
I have 5 people. One's a vegetarian.
So you got 4 people. So it's 2 burgers per person.
I'm only going to have 1 burger, but you know how boys are. Boys like to have 2 burgers.
So it's 2 1/4 burgers per person.
Yeah.
When we
And then if they don't get eaten, we'll have leftovers for breakfast.
Oh, those things are going to they're going to hammer those things.
I do not. Oh, that's not big enough. I do not make breakfast. You know this, right?
I did not know that. I love making.
My husband takes whatever the leftovers are
and
makes breakfast with eggs.
I don't even understand the words coming out of your mouth right now.
Leftovers?
I love fresh eggs in the morning.
No, that's what he makes. He takes whatever leftovers and he adds eggs to it.
Yeah, like what? You talking about like what?
Like, for example, we had leftover steak and cheesy broccoli. And he took the steak and cheesy broccoli and he sautés it and he adds in some either fried eggs over it, or sometimes he'll poach the eggs or whatever. But
so does he ever just drop the eggs in there and make like a frittata?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, I can see that. Because what I do, like the other day, we had Serena made her famous chili, which she got from Vocino's thing. And she makes enough for a few days. But I like raw onions in my chili. So I'll put about a half a raw onion in the chili. So I woke up the next morning and there's a half an onion sitting in the fridge. So I chopped up a quarter of that and just threw it into the pan, sauteed it with the butter, and then just made a frittata. I threw like 3-4 eggs on top of that and just let them all cook together. Oh, it was delicious. I did that for 2 days in a row. There's something about when you let butter and onions come together. It's a symphony. It's butter
and shallot is my all-time favorite smell, but butter, I'm out of this. I got to see if I have another one, or else I'm going to have to make a little homemade one.
Yeah. Well, you should know how to make it. You came up with the recipe.
I do.
Yeah. No alchemy over there. People ask me all the time, but while Anna's doing that, people ask me all the time about onions. It's like, hey, onions are high in sugar and the whole thing. Listen, nobody ever got fat from putting a few onions in something, okay? So if you're sitting there going, oh, I want to be in ketosis, I stay in ketosis, and I have onions from time to time. So, yeah, that's something you can do.
You can also caramelize onions without putting sugar in there. You can just cook them slow and low and cover them, let them sweat.
Have sugar, Anna. I mean, they already...
I know, they're oligosaccharides.
Yeah.
It's nature's candy. Onions are nature's candy.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I would have smacked myself when I was 5. I would smack myself in the face now if I heard myself say that.
You know, my understanding is that my great-grandfather on the Tortorich side ate onions raw, like you would eat an apple.
My dad did that. He put himself through getting his PhD digging onions from an onion farm with his hands.
Right.
That's how much that guy valued his education.
So your dad was a sharecropper?
No, he worked on a farm digging onions for the farmers, and he had to dig them with his hands.
God,
and that's how he paid for his education.
We had the family farm. That's how I got dates. I would just go in the garden. We had 5 acres or so. And whatever was ready to rock and roll, turnips or tomatoes, whatever. I'd put yams and sweet potatoes out there, put them in bushels and go by the side of the road. And as soon as I had myself about $35, I would shut down shop. And because a date, when I was a kid, a date would cost me, including gas to Baton Rouge and, pizza and the whole thing, about $20. But I always wanted to make sure I had enough. And wham, a little walking around money.
Walking around money. By the way, I am putting barbecue dust on these patties. And I started with the little sprinkle, and then I just moved to the whole pour spout.
Yeah, because why mess around? Now, Anna, do you do what I do where you put it on both sides?
Yep. I'm putting it on the second side right now. And then I'm going to put some in the middle and just roll the edges. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
oh, that's a pro move right there. I never do
See,
that.
see, did you see how I made
Yeah,
a
you
big
made
line down
yeah,
the
like
middle?
a little landing strip in the middle.
Yep. And just lightly bump
Look
a
at that.
little.
I wouldn't have ever thought of doing that.
Yep. That's what I like to do. I like to get, if you have a steak, because we did tomahawks the other night, you have a steak, you're going to want to do that on the end of the, oh, it's kind of falling apart. Stay together, man.
One of the things I do with my steaks is, especially a fillet, I'll turn them on the edge, and let the edges cook so they can get that crispy. Right. I like the middle of that steak to be like a nougaty center. Just red. So I'll just score
Mm-hmm.
it on all sides and then just have that red middle.
I love it.
Delicious.
We're just rolling it,
Now, Anna, how
rolling
you
those
gonna do
edges.
that? What temperature will you do those burgers at? Are you going all the way through, or are
Vinny,
you going to leave?
Lauren will do these.
Hmm.
I would imagine around at least 450, 500.
Okay, but are you going to leave pink in the middle? What are you going to do?
For some, and then some he'll make more well done.
Okay, because you have serial killers coming over. People want well done
For
meat.
for burgers, I personally don't like them underdone. It grosses me out.
People say that, right?
Steaks, medium rare is fine with me, but I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Stresses
Yeah.
me out. This is on a low heat.
How's that Frank's coming? Is it all melted?
Yeah, I'll show you in just a second. I'm going to put these in the fridge, and I'm going to take them out 30 minutes before we grill them.
All right. So, folks, now you know how to do hamburgers. You know how to make chicken wings. And I learned something about Frank's I never knew before. You add butter to it. I always just put the Frank's on the thing and just kind of diced it right through. I guess I'm hardcore that way, but I'm thinking making that butter sauce with the Frank's hot sauce sounds like a good idea.
I'm going to also, not right now, but I'm going to chop up some celery and some carrot, because I also didn't buy crackers for my guests. I bought chips for my guest, but the guac's not going to be ready, so we're not doing that. Oh, I'm going to roast a green bean casserole. I could also prep that. Oh yeah, I'm showing you the Franks.
Yeah, that's what you
Pretty
got.
smooth and ready. Let's see if we can, right?
Oh, look at that.
So I'm going to go ahead and dredge the wings with that. It's just been on a really low temp. The wings are going to be ready soon. I smell them. So let me just do this. Get my brush. I strongly recommend investing in some either pastry brushes. Oh, I have a silicone brush. Where is it? Yes, this is what I need. I have several pastry brushes, but for this, since we're dipping back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to use a silicone brush, almost like a mop, to mop the chicken with the Franks. Now, you can use the pastry brush, and I highly recommend it, but when you're moving it so much back and forth, the little bristles have a tendency to fall out and into the food, and people get upset, and they think that it's hair, but it's actually a bristle from the brush. So just be aware of that. Woo!
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's getting there.
Oh, look at that.
Can you see it?
Now, how long have they been in? Just to give the audience
How
400
long?
degrees?
Probably 15 minutes,
That long, huh?
because we've been talking about 15 minutes.
Okay.
I normally would just probably do it. They're almost ready, so I want to put them in, do this, and put them in for 5 more minutes. Whoa! First of all, this smells
I can
bonkers
smell it.
insane.
Yeah, isn't it funny? I'm getting the smell here just through thinking about it.
The barbecue and the vinegar, and
Oh.
I'm going to hold these up as soon as I'm done. I'm going to drizzle olive oil on the other one since I'm being too chintzy about my pumpkin marinara. By the way, pre-order Eat Happy Italian, folks.
Oh yeah.
It's the pre-order push period, because the book, by the time this episode comes out, the book is less than a month away. And I was thinking about it, Vinny. You know, you and I, sometimes we feel like maybe the mainstream doesn't like what we have to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm flipping these over to make sure it did. We're good. And it would be really nice to have this book hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good, huh?
Oh my God.
I want to lick your fingers right now.
Oh, it's so good. Let me drizzle the olive oil on the others, and then I'll show you.
I would suckle those fingers like there's no
Gross.
nothing
Silicon
gross
Valley
about
always works. Now, I'm going to put these back in.
that. Look at that.
That's the screenshot right there.
Yeah.
I can't tilt it too much more or else it'll. And oddly enough, both of those flavor profiles go great slopping it into the ranch dip.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Wings, ranch dip, burgers. I'm going to roast a green bean casserole. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the fridge. I know I have green beans. I'm going to put them in a roasting pan, like a casserole dish.
Yeah.
I'm going to go look at my fridge and see what kind of cheeses I have in there. If I have a crumbly blue cheese, I'll put that in. Or if I have a little, with like a Point Reyes, I think I have a Point Reyes truffle cheese, I might put that in. I'm going to put in pecan halves and salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, or do the everyday dust, drizzle it in olive oil and just roast it up. And there's your instant side dish. It's a side dish. It's like it's done. And everyone goes, oh my God, this is so amazing. All you did was roast green beans, a cheese, and a nut.
Let's say someone's going to go tailgating, right?
Oh, tailgating.
You make this at home. Will it travel? Will they travel?
Yeah. Wings will definitely travel.
Yeah. Right. So because
the burgers you should make and then bring your little Weber and grill them there.
All right. So that's the other question. How do you reheat them on the tailgate? What would you do?
I don't tailgate, but I would imagine if you bring a little Weber or if you bring some sort of camping stove, you could do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You just got to plan ahead and you got to keep the meat fresh. Because you don't want to get any bacteria because you're sitting out there for a long time.
But the other thing is you can make it at home and reheat it when you get out there, or just eat them at room temperature. Because I eat some and then eat some later, and because they're sitting here in my office, and they're still good when they get cold. So you can, chicken, you can do that, right?
I just did, by the way, the Frank's is spicy. Those are a spicy wing.
Mm-hmm.
So you want the ranch dip to cool them off. They're pretty crispy, but when you put the Frank's on there, it might not be as crispy. So that's why you want to cook them up pretty good first. And baking powder is great to do to help them crisp up. But you want to cook them up pretty good because once you put the Frank's on there, it kind of dulls the crisp.
Yeah.
And when they sit out, like you were saying, it dulls. That's what made me think of it. When they sit out, it dulls the crisp.
Folks, go check out Anna Vocino at annavocino.substack.com. If you want to learn this recipe, will be on there, right, Anna? Will you have it there?
The buffalo wings recipes and Eat Happy too. The pumpkin marinara wings is it's there.
You could find all of this stuff by checking out Anna Vocino. Go and pre-order her new book, Eat Happy Italian. Eat Happy Italian. Go right now. Where do they go? They go to Amazon, right, Anna?
That's where most people buy books. You can buy it at Amazon. You can buy it at Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, anywhere where you buy Books A Million, anywhere where you buy books.
Just go get it. Pre-order. Yeah. Also, Anna, no BOGO going on anymore, do you?
No BOGO. The BOGO has expired.
Okay. You know what to do with us. I have a movie out there. You guys need to go watch it. It's called Dirty Keto. Go check out Dirty Keto right now on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com, click through the banner. It puts coal on the fire, gets my train down the track. During the show, Anna, there's 2 or 3 songs I wanted to play at the end, like a rock. I wanted to play the Monday Night Football thing again. Of course, we got the Modelo's ad. But Anna said something, and it reminded me of a song originally written by Annie Previn, but made very popular by a different woman named Natalie Imbruglia. So on behalf of Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it with Natalie